Yo. Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie and Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge and very important show today.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to dive into the big story gripping our entire country, sending the soft, biased media into a frenzy about the blue team taking the big L's and most embarrassing blowouts in recent history.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, who else would we be talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why today we're going to bring you a special report. Cowboys in crisis.
Cowboys in crisis.
Here we go.
Yup, we're going to dive into all the big stories surrounding America's worst team, all the internal conflicts, Jerry versus Dak, Jerry versus Mike McCarthy, Jerry versus the Sun. And, we're also going to give some solutions, Tony, on how they can fix their dumb stadium there.
Yeah, we are. Listen up.
But before that, the Eagles, they play the Commanders tonight on Thursday Night Football. But we're not going to talk about that now in this show. And see, the reason for that is because we looked up what they call in the media business demographics.
Yeah, we did.
What we found is that even though the show comes on Thursdays, right, 50% of our lazy audience watches it or listens to the show on Friday or after that. So that means you, right now, watching this, listening, might be one of those lazy bums watching this over the weekend and wondering why we're not talking about the Eagles beating the Commanders. So here's our question for you.
Yeah.
Well, what the were you so busy doing on Thursday?
Yeah, we know you weren't working. Our demographic research showed that 98% of our audience is either unemployed, lives at home with their parents, or has an average income of negative $86,000 because they're either kids who live at home with their parents or grown men who live at home with their parents.
Yeah, and here we are, busting our ass to make content to take your mind off your miserable life. And yet you can't even show up to watch a podcast on time. No wonder you're unemployed. Sorry to say it.
And here's a job for you. Leave a comment here and then go to Apple Podcasts and rate and review the show.
Now you actually have a job. See, now you have a job.
Now you're working.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, on the subject of our demographics, Tony, we got to get in a word from our sponsor. They saw the demographics and just wanted to hit a bullseye with that target audience.
Terrific.
So that's why it's time right now for a word from our good friends at Hot Pockets. Are you too lazy to cook? Or maybe your mom went out tonight, or you're home watching YouTube videos on a Friday because you're 14? Hot Pockets.
Yeah. The other day I ran into my Aunt Marie's boyfriend, Nunzio, in the frozen aisle at the grocery store. And he told me he was going to my aunt's apartment to eat a Hot Pocket. And I said, wow, which flavor you getting? And then he said, fish. And I said, wait, they don't make a fish flavored. And then he said, you know what? Actually, let's just keep going. Let's just,
maybe best to just end the ad there anyway.
Yeah, that's a good call.
All right, we'll discuss all of that later, Tony. Put a pin in that anyway. It's time right now to get into our special report, Cowboys in Crisis.
Cowboys in crisis.
Okay, as we bring you this special report, our first story, the other day we saw a shocking and 100% true quote from Cowboys owner Jerry Jones while he was discussing Dak's injury. Jerry said, and this is a quote, true quote, his prognosis is wonderful. It just means we're not going to have him for the rest of the year.
Wow.
It's only clear to me that Jerry Jones just said it was wonderful that Dak is out for the rest of the season.
Seems that way to me. Clearly, Jerry was worried that Dak would be able to play again soon or anytime this season. So clearly, he was relieved when that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and talking about being relieved, Tony, there are a lot of concerns that if Dak even does get healthy, that, mobility was already an issue for him, and his mobility will only get worse. But what do you say to that, Tony?
I have absolutely zero concerns about Dak's mobility. In fact, I think next year he'll be so mobile that he'll move all the way to Birmingham to play in the UFL.
Yep.
And then when he gets cut 2 games into the season, he'll move all the way to Saskatchewan to play in the CFL.
Yep.
And then I think he'll move all the way to Wisconsin, where he'll be a cashier at an Ace Hardware.
Yep.
So of all the concerns I have about Dak, mobility isn't one of them.
Just terrific and sound analysis there, Tony. And, another thing going on with the team, there's a lot of rumors that Jerry Jones will bring in Bill Belichick to replace Mike McCarthy. And this sounds like a great fit, doesn't it, Tony?
Absolutely. Bill Belichick is a perfect fit for the Cowboys because there's one thing we know Bill Belichick loves to do: bang cheerleaders.
Yep.
And the Cowboys have some of the most bangable cheerleaders in the NFL.
Yep.
When his current girlfriend gets to be too old, like 26, 27 years old,
yep,
Bill Belichick will be able to select from a bevy of hot, young, fresh out of college dancers who have very serious daddy issues. It's a perfect fit all around.
Just exquisite analysis once again, Tony. And if it doesn't work out with Belichick, here's another name for Cowboys head coach: Jack Del Rio.
Yep.
If you saw the news, he was just arrested for drunk driving in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And as we all know, drunk driving is legal in Texas.
Absolutely. If you're going to coach the Cowboys, you're going to need to have a few drinks per day just to be able to get through your miserable life.
Yep.
I mean, I'm surprised Mike McCarthy isn't just mainlining heroin in the blue tent during timeouts in the games.
Me too, Tony. Me too. I assume he is, maybe. Who
Maybe
knows?
He is.
Let's talking about coaching here. Let's just move to Nick Sirianni just for a moment. We got to tell.
Oh yeah, we got to bring it up.
We got to bring this up. Yeah. Even though the game is tonight, he'll probably be 6-0 by then.
Exactly.
But right now, as we're watching this, the 50% of you non-lazy people, Nick Sirianni is 5-0 since shaving his head.
Yeah,
and this gave us an idea. What if Mike McCarthy shaved his head? We don't want to give free advice to the Cowboys, Tony, but maybe that would turn things around. In fact, just to get this going, we went ahead and we used the latest advanced modern AI photo revising technology to see what Mike McCarthy would look like bald, with a shaved head. Let's go ahead and put that graphic up there.
Let's see.
Wow,
look at that.
It's quite an improvement, Tony.
It looks great.
That says 4-2, maybe 5-2 to me.
Yeah, look how happy he looks.
Come on.
Why are you interrupting?
What?
You know that's not Mike McCarthy.
It is.
Yeah,
You
it is.
clearly just used a photo of Curly from the Three Stooges.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're clearly annoying.
I'll show you a photo of Curly. It's a picture of your mom's pubes.
Oh! Right, now
shut
stop
up.
talking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
stop talking.
Okay.
Get out
All
of
right,
here.
back to our special report. All right, another issue plaguing the Cowboys, Tony. It's the sun. It's blinding the players as they go to catch the ball. Now, Jerry, he's saying, well, what do people want me to do? Tear the stadium down and start again?
No.
That's drastic measures. There are, we came up with a bunch of different solutions that are much simpler.
Yeah, we did.
That would actually help the team. And, Tony, you had so many good ones. Tell them the solution you had the other day.
Sure. What if you put the stadium on a lazy Susan?
Yep.
One of the things in the cabinet that swivels around?
Yep.
Or one of those spinny platforms that they put the products on from The Price is Right?
Yep.
That way, instead of having to rebuild the whole stadium, you could just rotate the stadium not to face the sun.
That's just brilliant engineering, Tony. And
Thank you.
Here's another one I thought of. What if you just dug a hole, right? You dig a hole, a big hole under the stadium.
Brilliant.
And then you lower the stadium into the hole like a big coffin, right?
Exactly.
That way, you're looking out the window and you see dirt, not the sun.
Yeah, and also this way, people can't leave that terrible game early, which would force them to buy more concessions.
Yeah, they'd be stuck under the ground. Perfect.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And what if, here's another idea. You remember the solar eclipse, Tony?
Of
What if
course.
people still have those solar eclipse glasses? Why don't the players
Absolutely.
just use those? That way they can see the passes. And also, if there is a solar eclipse, well, they could see that too, which would be more entertaining
Yeah, like a
than having
bonus.
to watch a play in the game.
Absolutely brilliant. And here's another idea. You know how Mike McCarthy's a really big guy?
Yep.
Well, instead of having him coach the team, which he's terrible at doing, how about you have him just stand in front of the window and block out the sun? And let's be honest, it would be a better use of his time.
Absolutely. And, you know, thinking about it, if you need more extra plus-size coaches, you know, to fill that window space, you bring back, you know, Wade Phillips.
Brilliant.
Bill Parcells, those Cowboys coaches.
Yeah.
That way you get the extra coaching and also the extra sun blocking. There you go.
Absolutely. You know, I got to say, these are all just terrific ideas.
They are. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say, I don't want to help the Cowboys, but with ideas this brilliant, you know, it would be a shame for us, you know,
to not use them.
To not use them. You know what? I got an idea, Tony. Hey, get the number of the AT&T Stadium back there, you useless producer. Just put it on the screen here. This is something you can do. Google the number. We're going to call. What we're going to do? We're going to call them. Okay. Let's call AT&T Stadium right now.
Call them up.
We'll get Jerry Jones on the line, and we'll just run these ideas by him. You know, this is our way. What do they say, Tony? Like the kumbaya. We just kick your ass.
Exactly. We just
34-6.
kick their teeth in.
Here's
Now
something
we
for
want to
you.
help them.
Okay.
Yep.
You got the. All right. He put the number. Good job. You did something. He put the number up here. We'll see if this is the real number. All right.
Yep.
Okay, Tony. All right. I'm gonna dial the number here, and I'll just put the phone up to the speaker here so we can hear what's going on.
Sounds good.
For contacting AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course, automated. You know.
Hours are Monday through
Rude.
Friday from 9 a.m. to 5
Classless.
p.m.
Yeah.
For sales and service, press 1. For suite sales, press 2. For event sales,
They want to.
press
No one's
3.
buying that stuff.
No,
What are you
just
doing?
say sun.
Press 4.
Yeah.
What
What
number
about
is sun
solar
issues?
fixes?
Press 5.
Yeah.
For the tours department, press
No,
6.
nobody wants a
What
tour.
number is sun
Press
fixes?
7. For the ticket office, press 8.
Nobody's buying that.
Pro shop, press 9.
What is it? Golf course?
Operator, please
What is
press
this?
0.
All right, let's
All
try
right,
an
press
operator.
0.
All right, there we go.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Okay. What was that? What is going on here? They're operating. Is it just as bad as their team?
You know, when you call the link, Jeffrey Lurie answers the phone.
Exactly.
You don't have to go through this whole rigmarole.
Oh, listen to the hold music they got, Tony. Listen to this. It's that hold music.
Oh,
They
it's
just-
that.
they're-
I know this
They're
music.
phoning everything in. They can't even have their own hold music.
No.
Oh, dear. Here we go. Yeah. This is slow. This is why the organization, you called it.
Yeah,
This shows you how the organization's working.
exactly.
Tony, this is just bad radio. I got to admit, but leave it to the Cowboys to ruin everything.
Yeah.
You know what we got to do? Let's take a quick commercial break.
Yeah, let's
okay?
take a commercial break
And we're
and
going
see
to
where
come
we're
back.
at.
We're going to come back and we're going to see where we're at. Okay, we'll be right back after this. Okay, well, as you can see, we're back from commercial and still on hold with AT&T Stadium.
For like 30 minutes.
Tony, this is like watching a Cowboys game. It's like watching a Cowboys game. I mean, this is
That's
just going
a great
nowhere.
point, Paulie. That's exactly what it feels
Yeah.
like. They're trying to get you ready for the Cowboys offense by putting you to sleep and making you depressed.
Here we are calling with solutions to fix their dumb
To
stadium.
help them, and this
To
is
help
what
them,
they do.
and this is how they treat us. I got to say, though, Tony, this whole music, I do kind of like it. It's got some rhythm to it,
You know, it is very relaxing, I got to say.
Yeah.
My blood pressure's probably like gone down. It's now very, very low.
It's
after
true.
listening to
It's
this.
kind of working on me. Now I kind of get what they're doing here.
Yeah, they lull you to sleep, you
Yeah.
know.
It switched. I heard the music switched. I think it looped, Tony.
I think it looped. Yeah, you're right.
They probably, with the budgets that they pay Dak, they couldn't afford to pay for more hold music. So they just had to keep reusing the same song.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in that movie, the one that Bill Murray, where he's
Yeah.
repeating the same day over and over. What was the name of that movie? What was it?
Scrooged.
Scrooged, right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Scrooged, where it's the same day
Yeah.
over and
Over and
over. And,
over.
Scrooge is the one controlling the days.
You know what?
and-
I think we should switch the phone back to producer Jay. Make him hold. That's what we should do. Keep him occupied.
You guys should just hang up. This segment's going nowhere.
Oh, Oh, don't worry. You're the one going nowhere. 6 feet into the ground, bro.
That's where you're going. Exactly, bro.
He's jealous because we came up with this segment and he didn't.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to hang up because we want to.
Yeah, all right. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. How about we go back to the main line here? We're going to hang up. Let's go back to that main line, Tony. All right. Let's listen very carefully to the options because we weren't talking a lot over that. Maybe we missed the thing about sun help, solar help, okay? Okay, let's listen very carefully here. All right, one more time here.
Okay.
For contacting AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Our office hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, that's right now.
For sales and service, press 1.
No.
For suite sales, press 2.
No.
For event sales, press 3.
No.
For guest services, press 4.
Try that.
For lost and found, press 5.
Oh,
maybe that. Yeah, lost and found.
6.
yeah.
Like we lost our eyesight because we were staring into the sun.
For the ticket office, press
Okay, that's good, Tony. Maybe what you got to do is call the ticket office here.
Yeah.
Let's try this. Yeah, there's a number for the ticket office. Okay, here we go.
Thank you for calling the Dallas Cowboys Suite Sales and Marketing Department. Para español, oprime el número 3. Please choose the best option that fits your needs. Press 1 if you are interested in leasing a luxury suite at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, I do. How about that? And I'm going to ask them. I just want to do it, but I don't want
to do one that's not getting the sun in our eyes.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
Thank you for calling the Dallas Cowboys Suite Sales and Marketing Department.
Yeah.
This call is very important to us. Please leave your name, number.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll leave a message. Yeah. Yo, this is a Paulie Fusco calling. Number 1 rated Paulie and Tony Fusco show. They know who we are. Anyway,
they know who we are.
We're official representatives of Philadelphia Eagles. Look, we're going to be coming next year to games. And we don't want to be blinded by the sun if we're going to be sitting in one of your luxury seats like we always do. So we just want to make sure, that we're not going to go there and have the sun in our eyes blinding us the entire time. Because I like vision. I like my eyeballs. I like being able to see things. Just quick, we had some ideas. Maybe before we get there next year, you could, because we're not going to be seeing you in the playoffs. We know that.
No.
You're already out. But what we're going to do, what we'd like you to do is, maybe consider putting the stadium on the Lazy Susan, one of those things in a cabinet, and, you also see them on the Price is Right. Maybe you could do that. And then you spin the stadium, and then also, maybe, have you thought about maybe putting a hole in the ground? Then you just lower the stadium into a big hole. That way it's, there's no sunlight. I just giving you options here. I'd like you to explore them before we get there again, okay? I know you're going to have a lot of time because you won't be at the playoffs. Anyway, so get started on that, and we'll see you next year, okay? And, yes, we know you're very thankful for this call. All right, bye.
There you go.
Okay, Tony,
Perfect.
we did our part.
There you
we
go.
at least got through to a voicemail, Tony. I'm sure they'll be calling us anytime.
They're going to do
now.
it. You'll see.
I'm sure. I've got my phone here just waiting for it to ring. All right. Well, that is good journalism. That seems like a fitting way to conclude our special report.
Agreed.
And of course, we want you to remind you, visit our sponsor, your good friends, our good friends at Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, you kidding me? If it isn't nobody's friend.
Corrections.
What?
In the last show, you made so many mistakes. I didn't even get around to telling you Deebo Samuel shoved the long snapper. You said he shoved the kicker.
Oh, well, on the subject of Deebo and kickers, I'm going to kick you in the balls.
Yeah. After the show, I'm going to shove my wang into your mom's long snapper.
Oh, great one. Oh, what?
Go.
You said Jerry Jones said Dak's prognosis is wonderful because he's out for the season?
Yeah, that's what he said, bro.
Yeah, his words, bro.
That's clearly not what he meant. He said the prognosis was wonderful because Dak will make a recovery for next season, not because he's out for this season.
Oh, yeah, well, you know what won't make a recovery? The Coast Guard after I dump your body in the ocean.
Yeah, and your doctor just gave me your prognosis. You have a 100% chance of virginity.
Oh, great one, Tony.
Wait. What? Go.
You said Jack Del Rio is a good fit to coach the Cowboys because drinking and driving is legal in Texas?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's part of their culture, bro.
Yeah.
Oh. I assure you, there is nowhere in this country where drinking and driving is legal. Frankly, that might be the stupidest thing you've ever said.
No. The stupidest thing we've ever said is, you're hired.
Yeah. And you know what's a good fit? Me, inside your mother.
Oh!
You're done.
Great one, Tony.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's it.
You know what I just got, Tony?
What?
I just got a message that next week on this show, talk about a good fit. For our guest, it'll be Nick Foles, Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend. He will be here.
Unbelievable.
And hey, don't forget, rate and review this podcast on Apple
Subscribe,
Podcasts.
rate and review.
Visit the merch store.
Buy all the merch.
Buy all the merch. And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people maybe after the Eagles game if we want. We'll see. We'll check it out.
Yeah. See ya.